Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben Parks and I've got a fun fact-filled review today that I'm really excited for, all about this shoe from Nike, the Vomero 17. Now when we think of Nike shoes, it's really all about the Vaporflies, the Alphaflies, the Pegasuses that get all the spotlight, and then shoes like this are often overlooked. But I've heard some fantastic things about this shoe, so I really wanted to get it in, and also having a chat about how it compares to the Pegasus, compares to the Invincible, and some shoes from other brands as well. And just before we start, guys, I bought this shoe 100% with my own money to give you a completely impartial, 100% honest review. Right, let's get stuck into the facts and figures. So the purpose of a shoe like this is very much a daily shoe, a shoe that can do it all pretty well. There's some fantastic options out there at the moment, and this is definitely one of the leading ones in that category. What's your favourite? What's your favourite daily shoe? Help out the community and let me know down in the comments. It's a shoe that can do all sorts of different distances, different speeds, and do them all pretty well. This set me back £145 here in the UK. It's going to be about 160 euros or about 160 US dollars. We've got a 39mm stack at the back of the shoe, 10mm drop overall, so 29mm stack at the front. This is coming in at 324 grams for me, and I've got this in a UK size 11, which I had to go half a size down for what I'd normally go for in Nike shoes. In Vaporfly Pegasus, I'd normally go for an 11.5, and Alphaflies actually go for a 12, just for a little bit more room, but for this was an 11. Now you can also get this in an extra wide fitting if you want. The shoe is a little bit on the narrow side, not too bad, but if you have a particularly wider foot, definitely go for the extra wide option out there. It's a neutral shoe, and the upper of the shoe, really nice engineered mesh. And then moving on to the midsole in this shoe, it's split up into two sections. The top section here, you've got Nike's classic, their flagship Zoom X foam here. And then below it, you've got a slightly more harder wearing Cushlon foam. The forefoot zoom units have disappeared in this model. That's one of the big updates. There's no carbon plate in this shoe. It's fairly stiff, but not too bad. You've got this lovely waffle outsole. This is going to be very, very hard wearing in the long term. Great grip. We'll come on to all these likes very, very shortly. At the moment, you can get this shoe in 4 different colors, and I think they actually all look pretty smart as well. And overall, this is a really nice looking traditional shoe. Right, let's get stuck into all of my likes. Now my first like is this updated midsole. As I just said, the Zoom X on the front, the Cushlon on the foam below. The Zoom X is giving that poppiness, that bit of speed, that bit of excitement, and the Cushlon layer below giving that extra bit of stability in the corners. Feels really nice and planted. If you ever have run in a Pegasus shoe which has the React foam, it is pretty dead and it's pretty old. This is a completely different shoe. It does roll in the same way that a Pegasus does. It feels quite similar, but it's just got so much more poppiness, so much more excitement in the shoe, and you really pick up the pace and actually have some fun running in it. Now if you've ever run it in the Invincible shoe, which is just a massive layer of that Zoom X foam, it's really not very stable. If you're a big fan of that shoe, you want something a little less bulky, but a little bit more fun and stable, this could be a definite good other option. Now I'd love to see a little bit more weight taken out of it, but really that extra weight, you're getting a very highly durable foam here at the bottom. My second like is it's just a fantastic all-round shoe. It really does deliver on those promises. This has been a really long time coming from Nike. I really do feel like they've now actually released a genuine option for that do-it-all shoe. At all speeds, it's very competent. It's not the fastest shoe out there. There's no plate in this shoe. You've still got some of those more harder wearing foams. This is definitely in that daily category, but you can definitely take it up to speed. You can do your reps, you can do your racing in this shoe as well. If you just want that one shoe to do it all, 5K, 10K, half marathons, up to that marathon distance, this will look after you pretty well. It has got a lot of stack in the back of this shoe, and you really don't feel that as you run along. 39mm at the back is quite a lot, and you can feel a lot of the ground through that transition. There's a lot of feedback through the shoe. Don't get me wrong, it is a really nice balance. It just feels like a very traditional, old-fashioned sort of running shoe. So maybe something from like sort of 4 or 5 years ago. It's just great for runners that want to feel a bit more engaged, a bit more connected, a little bit more ground feel coming up through the shoe. And my final like of this shoe is its all-around comfort. I've had absolutely no issues in this. It's one of those ones, as soon as I put it on, as soon as I lace it up, you go on those first few Ks, you feel like, yeah, this is going to be a nice, comfortable shoe to run in. Just brought that smile on my face straight away. It's got a lovely gusseted tongue, great lockdown, no heel slippage. The heel counter at the back of the shoe is a little bit on the stiff side, but I had absolutely no issues with that, so can't complain. The fit is very similar to the Pegasus. It does feel very similar underfoot, just walking around, it feels similar, but then it comes to life that the Pegasus doesn't do when you start running. It's also going to deliver a lot of value over time. This is easily going to be able to rack up 1,000 Ks, 600 miles with this waffle outsole on here. So not only is it comfortable, it's going to be lasting a very long time for your runs as well. My one main dislike, as much as I do love this outsole, it did lead to quite a clunky ride. The shoe doesn't roll across the ground. There's not much of a rocker at the front of the shoe. Now, it was certainly like that at the start, and then after about 20 or 30 miles or so, it did all sort of loosen up and came to life a little bit more. That initial out the box feeling, just a little bit clunky, a little bit slappy. Some other shoes that I've run in recently have been a lot better straight out the box. But as I say, you just got to give it a bit of time, about 50K, about 20, 30 miles, and then you'll be all good to go. If you did want to put the shoe in a rotation with something with a plate, something you can really do some fast racing in, I really feel the best option is the Nike Vaporfly version 3. They'll complement each other really, really well. And it's perfect for someone that wants to sort of stay in that Nike ecosystem. Right, let's have a chat about some of the other options. For me, the class leader in this area at the moment is the Asics Novablast floor. So how does this stack up against that? Well, the Vomero has much more of a traditional ride. I said earlier, you can feel a lot more of the ground through the shoe. It's a lot snappier and has a lot better turn of speed. Probably a better shoe for shorter distances. Whereas something like the Asics, it's just a little bit more bulky, despite being a lighter weight shoe. A little bit more marshmallowy, a little bit softer, and probably a better longer run shoe than the Vomero. But for 5Ks and 10Ks, this is definitely going to be the shoe I would choose, and probably like half marathons and marathons, then I'd probably be reaching for the Novablast 4. Another classic option out there is the Saucony Triumph series. This is a slightly softer shoe, it's a little bit wider, and it just rolls through the foot strike a little bit better. It's got a little bit of a better rocker as well. Quite similar to the Novablast really, but again, this is going to be a much sort of faster, snappier shoe for those shorter distances. And then finally, the Pegasus. Well, I'd really say if you can afford it, definitely go for this one. You can pick this up for some good deals now, around about £110. And basically just the foam options in the shoe, the Zoom X and the Cushlon are so much better than the React foam in the Pegasus. So what would I pick out of all of this? Well, as I said, if I was training for a marathon, half marathon, I'll be picking the Asics. If I was training for some shorter distances, I'll be picking for this. This is just going to be slightly more comfortable and look after my legs a little bit better on the long run. But they're both absolutely fantastic shoes, and I've really enjoyed and been so surprised and loved to learn more about the Vomero. For me, I'm going to enjoy putting some more miles in it. It's firmly recommended, and it's very much going to stay in my rotation. That's it, guys. Hope you liked the video. Please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know, have you ever heard of the Vomero? What do you think of it? Are you looking at getting into your rotation? And what is your best daily shoe out there at the moment? That's it, guys. Keep on working hard. Keep on getting done. We'll see you very soon in the next one.